Hello everyone, myself is Ishwar Singh, Faculty of Management from Technical Institute of Advanced Studies. Today, I am going to deliver a lecture on the residential status of persons. As we know that income tax is charged on every person, the term person has been defined under section 2 subsection 31 of the Income Tax Act 1961, which includes an individual, Hindu undivided family, firm, company. AOP, BOIF, AOP means association of person, body of individual, local authority and every other artificial juridical person not falling in the preceding 6 subclasses. Therefore, it is essential to determine the residential status of above various types of persons, and now we shall learn the calculation of the residential status of each type of persons. First of all, how to determine residential status of an individual. Resident under section 6 subsection 1 as per the Income Tax Act 1961, to determine the residential status of an individual, section 6 subsection 1 of the Income Tax Act 1961 prescribes two conditions. An individual who fulfills any one of the following two basic conditions is called resident under the provisions of Income Tax Act. These conditions are as follows. If an SSC is in India during the relevant previous year for a period amounting in all to 182 days or more, or if he was in India for a period of 365 days out of the 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year, and he was in India for a period of 60 days or more during the relevant previous year. It means whenever we are going to calculate the status of the resident, it is very important in the case of an individual that an individual must satisfy one of the basic condition. Either an SSC should stay in India for at least 182 days during the relevant previous year, or if an SSC does not satisfy the condition of 182 days, in this case he will go to check the another basic condition, and that is he must stay in India for at least 60 days during the relevant previous year plus 365 days out of the 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. There are some exceptions to this law. In case of an individual being a citizen of India who leaves India in any previous year as a member of the crew of an Indian ship as defined in clause 18 of section 3 of the Merchant Shipping Act 1958, or for the purpose of employment outside India, the provisions of subclass B as given above shall apply in relation to that years, as if the words 60 days have been substituted by 182 days. It means if a person who is a member of the crew of the Indian ship and who is an Indian citizen, in this case 60 days condition will not apply. In such a case 182 days condition will be applied. This is the basic condition of 182 days. This will come under the exception of the income tax law. Second exception is in case of an individual who is citizen of India or a person of Indian origin within the meaning of the explanation to clause E of section 115C, who being outside India comes on a visit. There are three exceptions. Number one, a person who is a citizen of India who is a member of the crew of Indian ship. Number two, a person who is a citizen of India goes outside India for the purpose of the employment, and a person who comes India in the form of Indian origin. In these three conditions, the basic condition of 182 days will be applied, and after becoming the resident of India, a person will become an ordinary resident of India, because whenever we are talking about an individual will be either resident and ordinary resident, resident and not ordinary resident, and non-resident. Now, after learning how would you calculate residential status of an individual, how the basic condition will be fulfilled by an individual, now there are the two additional conditions for becoming the ordinary resident. Number one, for becoming ordinary resident of an individual, an individual will have to satisfy both the addition condition. First addition condition, he has been resident in India, fulfilling at least one condition which is already given in at least 2 previous year out of the 10 previous year immediately prior to the relevant previous year. It means for becoming ordinary resident, an individual must stay in India for at least 2 years out of the 10 previous year immediately preceding the relevant previous year. And second, he must stay in India for 730 days or more out of the 7 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. If a person satisfies both the addition condition, he will become the ordinary resident of India. But if an individual who satisfies one of the additional condition or one of the 2 addition condition or does not satisfy any of the 2 addition condition, he will become not ordinary resident. Now there are some important points while calculating number of days of stay in India. Both day of departure from India and day of arrival in India are to be counted as stay in India. For example, there are some problems while calculating residential status of an individual. Stay in India for 182 days or more. If an individual is to become resident of India during any previous year, his or her personal stay in India during that year is a must, although the number of days of stay differs in the 2 conditions. It means that if an individual does not stay in India at all in any previous year, he cannot be a resident of India in that year. Stay in India means that the individual should have stayed in Indian territory and anywhere such as cities, villages, hill, even Indian territorial waters for such number of days. The period of 182 days need not to be at a stretch, but physical presence for an aggregate of 182 days in the relevant previous year is enough. The status of resident is not linked with any particular place or town or house. The onus to prove the number of days of stay in India lies on the SSCs. It is for him to prove if he desires to be taxed as a non-resident or not ordinary resident. Now there is a second important point. Presence for 365 days or more out of the 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. A person may be a frequent visitor to India. In his case, the residential status will be determined on the basis of his presence in India for 365 days out of the 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Along with this, his presence for 60 days or more during the relevant previous year is another essential condition to be fulfilled. The purpose, object or the reason of visit to and stay in India has nothing to do with the determination of residential status. Whenever we are going to calculate the staying point of a person in India, it is very important while we are calculating 365 days, 182 days, 60 days, a person must be physically present in any part of India. For Indian citizen going abroad on a job or as a member of the crew of an Indian ship, like we have already told, these are the exception to this residential status. In case of an Indian citizen who is going outside India for a job and his contract for such employment outside India has been approved by the central government or he is a member of a crew of Indian ship. For Indian citizens and a person of Indian origin, the practical effect of this provision is that those persons who are Indian citizens or person of Indian origin living outside India and when they come to visit India, so in this case only one condition, basic condition will be applied, and that is for 182 days. A person shall be deemed to be an Indian origin if he or either of his parents or any of his grandparents was born in India or undivided India. So here we have discussed whenever we are going to what is the meaning of the Indian origin. Similarly, whenever we are going to calculate resident but not ordinary resident, an individual who is a resident under section 6 subsection 1 can claim the beneficial status of NOR if he can prove that he was non-resident in India for 9 years out of the 10 previous year preceding the relevant previous year. He was in India for a period or periods aggregating in all to 729 days or less during 7 previous year preceding the relevant previous year. So, whenever we are talking the determination of the residential status, we have discussed the how would you calculate the residential status of an individual. An individual may be a resident of India. Again, resident of India is divided into two parts. Resident word is nothing. Resident will include the word ordinary resident and not ordinary resident. So, in nutshell, I want to tell you, whenever we are going to calculate the residential status of an individual, it is very important either an individual is a resident or non-resident. If an individual satisfies one of the two basic condition and two addition condition, he will be called as a resident and ordinary resident of India. If an individual who satisfies one of the basic condition but does not satisfies addition condition, two addition condition, or satisfies one of the addition condition, he will be called as a resident and not ordinary resident. And there is a third class in which where an individual who neither satisfies basic condition nor addition condition, an individual who does not satisfy the basic condition, two basic condition, neither satisfies one of the basic condition, he will be called as a non-resident of India. He will never check the condition of the addition condition. One important point I will also say, whenever we are going to determine the residential status of an individual, there is a point which always comes. The stay may be continuous or intermittent. A stay in India for a specified period should not necessarily be continuous. It means a person is not required to stay 182 days at a stretch as per section 6 subsection 1. That is, a person stay in India in the month of April, May and June, and they left India and stayed for 5 months in a foreign country, and then he is coming back in India and stay in India up to 31st of March of any previous year. In such a case, the stay in India will be counted by adding stay in India on each different occasion. It is very important point that stay need not be at one place. I want to tell you, whenever we are going to calculate the total staying period in India, a person must stay within Indian territory, and wherever he stay is not an important. He may stay in Delhi, he may stay in Gujarat, he may stay any place, any village or any provisional cantonment of our India. Object of stay is not important. It is immaterial to say whether he stays in India for a business purpose or for a personal purpose or visits India as a tourist. Calculation of period of stay in India. The period of stay in India is to be calculated on the basis of actual stay of an individual in India during the relevant previous year. Therefore, if a person stay in India for a part of the day, that is for certain hours, etc. only, then the period of stay in India is to be calculated on hourly basis. Therefore, a stay of 24 hours will be taken as a stay of 1 day, and total hourly stay in India will be converted into days. However, if detail of hourly stay in India is not mentioned, then period of stay in India is to be calculated on day wise. It is important to note that while calculating the period of stay in India in days, both the day of departure from India and the day of arrival in India are to be taken as a stay in India. So, for this, I want to stop today's topic. How would you calculate the residential status of an individual? I hope that you have well understood whenever we are going to calculate the residential status of an individual. Thank you.